What if Japan never become independent in 1945? In our timeline, Japan was one of the first countries to declare independence from their colonial rulers in 1945. But what if they didn't? How would the world be different today if Japan was still a colony of China? Well, that's what we're going to find out in this video. After the defeat of Imperial Japan in World War II, the victorious Allies met at the Potsdam Conference to decide Japan's fate. The Big Three, the United States, the United Kingdom, and China each had different ideas for what to do with the country. The US wanted to keep Japan as a territory and demilitarize it, while the UK wanted to divide Japan into several independent states. China, on the other hand, had designs on the island of Taiwan and the Japanese mainland. The Chinese leader, Mao Zedong, wanted to turn Japan into a communist state and a buffer zone between China and the Soviet Union. However, these plans were ultimately rejected by the other allies, and Japan was granted independence on September 2, 1945. But what if China's plan had been accepted? How would the world be different today if Japan was still a Chinese territory? Well, for starters, Japan would probably be a communist country today. After all, China's leader, Mao Zedong, was a communist, and he would have likely tried to turn Japan into a communist state as well. This could have led to a number of changes in the political landscape of East Asia. For example, South Korea might still be a communist country today if North Korea was still part of a communist Japan. Additionally, the United States might not have been involved in the Korean War if there was no communist Japan threatening to take over South Korea. Of course, this is all just speculation. We can't know for sure what would have happened if Japan had become a Chinese colony, but it's interesting to think about how much the political landscape of East Asia would be different today if things had played out differently. One thing is for sure, though, Japan is a free and independent country today because of the efforts of the men and women who fought for Japan's independence from Chinese rule. On September 2, 1945, the Japanese people finally won their independence from Chinese rule. It had been a long and hard fight, but it was worth it. The Japanese people were finally free to chart their own course in the world, and they have done just that. Japan has become one of the most successful countries in the world today. If you like this video, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.